his
Oh
opponent.
nah, this man is a demon. What? He's stabbing his own self to kill the enemy?
Enough to enjoy stabbing himself just so his...
No, that's crazy. Young Gala here, we got top 10 best Gintama anime fights. I saw somebody in comments recommend me this when I was watching Gintama with no context. So I said, I might as well react to this then. See if it can like help me get into the show more. Or get me hyped up for the show.
When you think of Gintama, you're bound to think of the crazy gags, endless shenanigans, and unrivaled wisecrackery of the show. But as much as it's comedy gold, Gintama's also a hard-hitting and an often shockingly brutal shonen anime with more than its fair share of amazing fights. With its samurais and space theme, the battle sequences feature a wide range of interesting weapons, powers, and fighting styles. And don't even mention the characters that come out to play, from aliens, yakuza, and drag queens to cops, pirates, and warriors of all stripes. In today's video on ViddyTube, we're paying tribute to the fighting spirit of Gintama by picking the anime's top 10 fights. Naturally, a spoiler alert is now in effect. Here we go. We start off strong with Gintoki versus Jirocho at number 10.
I don't know if I want to get spoiled. Well, I don't care about no spoilers, just fights anyway.
Taken from the 4 Devas arc, this is a short fight that doesn't mean it's any less compelling than the others. Our favourite silvered-haired samurai turned odd job man goes up against a veteran yakuza boss who's out to make trouble in his beloved Kabuki district. The contest is both emotional and raw. Usually not one to give in to his emotions, we see Gintoki in a completely new light as he loses his cool and turns into a madman. The battle is also bittersweet, filled to the brim with the shared history between Gintoki and landlady Otose, as well as Otose and Jirocho's tragic past. It's a ferocious clash as both swordsmen refuse to back down, relentlessly trading blows and drawing blood. The touching graveyard setting and the striking similarities between Gintoki and Jirocho are yet more reasons why this fight has stood the test of time to remain even more memorable. In anime, it doesn't take much for friends to turn into foes, and the opposite to happen as well. That brings us to number 9, where our former rivals Gintoki and Jirocho call a temporary truce and team up to fight the real villains of the 4 Devas arc. They are the Shinra, an elite squad.
Hey, how old is Gintoki?
Of assassins from an alien tribe that's
I'ma guess mid to late 20s.
hell-bent on destroying planet Earth. Chaos ensues as Gin and Jirocho face a huge assembly of these human-like assassins in a closed room. Despite their status as members of one of the 3 great warrior races that make up the Amanto universe, the Shinra are no match for the samurai yakuza pair who slice and dice them with gleeful menace. The villains do put up a fight and the 2 humans are covered in blood at the end of the battle, but one could hardly call it an even contest. Still, it's a hell of an entertaining slash fest, and it's great to see Gin and Jirocho have their own little contest during the massacre.
Nah, this look hard right here.
The next spot goes to the cutest and craziest girl in Gintama, and that's saying a lot, seeing how the series is chock full of delightfully strong and absurd female characters. But even in that crowd, Kagura is a cut above the rest. She's insanely strong due to her Yato heritage and yet refreshingly naive and kawaii. This is the fight that introduces us to Yato mode Kagura. It's intense to begin with, but really comes to life once Kagura gives into her alien blood. To watch her transformation is painful and thrilling in equal parts.
So characters in this show got alien blood or something?
It's painful because she's driven to this state, and we all know that she just wants to live as a normal girl. Thrilling because we've always wanted to see the killing machine potential in her. Kagura's opponent is Abuto, a fellow Yato and her estranged brother Kamui's subordinate. Despite being plenty strong, he gets the beatdown of a lifetime.
Jesus.
But what haunts our minds throughout the battle is not the bone-crushing blows, but the wild eyes and crazed smile on Kagura's face. That's one little girl you just don't...
Oh, that gave me some goosebumps. Ooh. Now I want to fight her.
Mess with.
Nah.
And now it's
She
time
a
to play
menace.
some Zura rap, because coming in at number 7 is our favorite bickering couple. Gintoki and Gatsura show us what chemistry is all about when they get down to business against the Harusame. Former comrades at war, Gin and Zura are a comic pair who make us laugh so hard that it hurts every time they share screen space. But the lazy odd jobber and the oddball revolutionary can make a mean fighting pair when the need arises. Just watch them cut through the Harusame and you'll know. Now what's great about this fight is not the skilled swordplay, the effortless teamwork, or even the body count, all of which is there. What really elevates this battle is Gin and Gatsura's special bond. It's fun to see the two stop bickering and telling each other off even amid battle. It's even better to see them have a real heart-to-heart moment in the heat of the battle, something they'd cringe away from at any
This is like his Sasuke or something.
other time. In true Zura fashion, the battle ends not in boring victory, but a cheeky escape, which is really the icing on the cake. That brings us to the 6th spot, where we have Gintoki versus Jiraiya.
Jiraiya.
It might be one of Gintama's more underrated fights, but it's also one of its most vividly choreographed and visualized masterpieces. It also happens to be very well fought, but I guess that's to be expected when you pit a skilled samurai against an elite ninja. The clash between sword and kunai makes for a pleasant change from the usual war machinery seen in this series. Jiraiya's adept use of strings and illusions gives the contest an otherworldly feel, while his battle-ravaged appearance and views are thoroughly disconcerting to witness. But apart from the excellent action, what this encounter has in great big doses is heart. Gintoki not only fights Jiraiya to defeat him, but is also successful in forcing him to face up to the fact that he failed Tsukuyo as her master. At the same time, Jiraiya pushes Gintoki to remember his own beloved mentor too. The Red Spider arc might not be one of Gintama's most significant, but this battle deserves its vaunted rank thanks to its intense action, important backstories, and honorable end for a twisted yet tragic villain. We're at the halfway mark now, and raising the stakes up several notches. We have Utsuro versus Umibos at number 5.
Oh, he looked like a demon.
It doesn't get any bigger than this. The former is an immensely powerful immortal and the series' main antagonist who's on a mission of destruction. The latter happens to be the Yato's top elite and the galaxy's greatest guardian. The Battle of the Titans has a rather interesting origin. Utsuro nonchalantly walks in on one of Umibos' fights and forces him to be his opponent, seemingly in a bid to find someone strong enough to kill his immortal self. Now, that's what you would call confidence, right? He doesn't get his wish, even if he does get a close taste of death. One can say that the brief battle between Utsuro and Umibos is more of a chance encounter than a fated contest that the series has been warming up to for a long time. But as Gintama fans, we're sure as hell happy that we get to see the series' two most powerful characters have their moment in the sand.
Nah,
Up next,
so hold on.
Get to see the series' two most powerful
So wait, who's the good guy and bad guy here, bro? Let me know in the
characters
comments.
have their moment in the sand. Up next, Gamui takes on the Yorozuya trio and Abuto. Still in a blind rage after his unfinished battle with his father Umibos, Gamui unleashes his fury on Gintoki, Kagura, Shinpachi, and even Abuto, who joins the odd job crew as they try to bring Gamui back to his senses. Despite his youthful appearance that greatly resembles Kagura's and a smile that rarely leaves his face, Gamui is a battle-hungry mercenary. He revels in violence to the point that he's made it his mission to kill his father and inherit the title of the strongest Yato. But he's also a scarred character, carrying the wounds of a tragic childhood he hasn't been able to let go of. Despite her outward animosity
Can't be anime if they don't have a character with a tragic childhood, bro.
towards Gamui, Kagura desperately wishes to save his soul. That's what this battle is all about, an intervention by Kagura and her friends to save Gamui from himself. The self-destruction Gamui doesn't make it easy for them, giving into his Yato blood and coming close to killing all three of them and Abuto. You might break out in a cold sweat watching this emotionally charged fight, but the ending will have you feeling all warm and fuzzy inside. Another one versus many battle makes the 3rd rank on this list.
Oh. So this like Madara versus the Shinobi Alliance?
Utsuro is a single-man army as he takes on the combined might of the Yorozuya trio, the entire
he definitely the bad guy. He's definitely
and
the bad
Gamui,
guy.
and still comes out on top. Nothing smells last boss like a character who's not only incapable of dying or taking damage, but is also an extremely capable fighter, an expert strategist, and intent on bringing devastation.
This is getting good.
He goes. And that pretty much sums up Utsuro. With his fighting prowess, Utsuro brings the entire alliance to their knees with little effort at all. He's malicious enough to enjoy stabbing himself just so his blade can pierce his opponent.
Oh nah, this man is a demon. What? He's stabbing his own self to kill the enemy?
Enough to enjoy stabbing himself just so his
No, that's crazy. That is crazy.
blade can pierce his opponent too. While his powerful Aldana-infused mutant blood makes him superior to every one of his opponents, Utsuro has another great weapon up his sleeve. And that's his appearance, which bears a striking resemblance to Yoshida Shoyo, Gintoki's kind-hearted master, who just so happens to be one of Utsuro's alter egos. This one-sided contest makes it clear as day why Utsuro is the only one who deserves to be the series' final antagonist and its hero's greatest nemesis.
He gotta be the main villain.
No points for guessing the next fight, which is the final battle between Utsuro and Gintoki.
Ooh.
Unlike in their first encounter, here we get to see a calmer, much more decisive...
Yo, the animation's really fire, bro. Like, I can just tell just off this. Look how he's
Utsuro
running.
and Gintoki. Unlike in their first encounter, here we get to see a calmer, much more decisive Gintoki, but the change isn't only on his side. Utsuro has also taken a huge gamble, which makes him more vulnerable than ever before, but also closer to fulfilling his goal of destroying the universe and himself along with it. The stakes are as high as they could possibly get. The swordplay is epic and worthy of a summit clash in every way. The dialogue and mind games are top-notch too. The sound of silence that breaks the action every now and then is just masterful, and the setting sun that paints this fated encounter in a golden light is a subtle reminder that it's not just the two adversaries who are finally reaching closure. It's also the end of our long journey with this beloved anime. Utsuro vs Gintoki is not just an excellent good versus evil battle, but a fitting send-off to an epic series that made us laugh and cry in equal measure. And that brings us to number 1, which is Gintoki vs Takasugi. If you've read the online discussions on the greatest fights and rivalries in Gintama, this is the one that's always right on top of the pile, and for good reason too. Since the early days, Gintama's hyped up Takasugi as a top-tier villain, and while he doesn't end up...
he might be cold, but...
Since the early days, Gintama...
Yeah, he might be, like, cold when you first see him, but he gets ass whooped later on.
Has hyped up Takasugi as a top-tier villain, and while he doesn't end up as the final antagonist, he pretty much gets a fight deserving of one. Adding loads of atmosphere to the clash is also the rich and complicated history that the two men share. Gintoki and Takasugi were both taken in as children and raised by Yoshida Shoyo, but an unexpected turning point in their lives tears their friendship apart, turning them into lifelong rivals. In their epic final clash, the series fully embraces its shonen side. There are no quiet moments or internal battles here. It's just one relentless slugfest from beginning to end as metal clashes with wood, and there are fountains of blood as far as the eye can see. The former comrades give in to all the frustrations they've been holding onto for years, making this one gloriously guttural and gory brawl that
beating the
also
mess out
deserves a spot
Gintoki
amongst the top shonen brawls of all time. Well, that brings us to the end of this video.
That's gonna be a fight I'm gonna love, bro. Yeah, this definitely got me hyped. Yeah, this got me hyped. Yeah, I want to see that fight, that one dude against the whole alliance or army. That was looking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna love this. Hey, make sure you like, share, subscribe, show love to the YG gang, and I'm out.